starts now.
Welcome to the show. It's The View from the Bay. Today is Tuesday, July 7th. I'm Janelle Wang. Thanks for being here.
And we're ready for some, too.
We're going to have some fruit right now. Peaches, plums, apricots, how to pick the sweetest and juiciest stone fruit. Here with some advice is the founder and CEO of the FruitGuys, a company that delivers farm fresh products to your office. Please welcome Chris Mittelstaedt. Hi, Chris.
Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you
I
very
like
much.
your fruit.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, where are we going to start? What kind of examples do you have here? I just want to know, how do we pick a good piece of fruit?
Well, there's a lot of different kinds of fruit we have here. They're all stone fruit. So stone fruit is, fruit that has a pit in the middle of it when you eat it. And sort of starting with the beginning of the season, we've got cherries here. And cherries are the first stone fruits that generally you see in the summertime. Mm-hmm. And I brought two examples of cherries. One is a Rainier cherry, which is a white cherry you can see here. And then the other is a Bing cherry, which is going to be a red cherry. Most folks are familiar with the red cherries, but they don't actually find the white cherries as much. But these are a wonderful cherry if you can find them, and they're
Which one's sweeter?
There's so many different varieties, actually, of cherries that depending on the variety at the time of the year, the sweetness can vary dramatically. In this case, I would say today the Bings are sweeter. If you want to sample one, you're welcome to, but they're super
Let me try one of the
sweet.
Rainiers.
Rainiers, yeah, feel free.
So
do they come mainly from the northern climates, these Rainiers?
California grows a wonderful amount of cherries, actually, and it's a great state for growing stone fruit, and the Central Valley produces a ton of cherries. But
we have pits.
As you know, the Northwest is known a lot for cherries.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it is stone fruit, so sorry about this.
No.
Okay.
I'd already gotten rid of mine while I was off camera.
What's next?
So one of the things, the next sort of fruit that comes in season in California are apricots. So I brought two examples of apricots today. Most folks are familiar with the orange-colored apricot.
Right.
This is particularly as a tomcot. And then we also have a white apricot, which when we started buying them about 4 years ago, this grower, Marty Majori, out in Brentwood, California, he only had about 2 acres of this particular hybridized apricot that he'd been working years and years on trying to develop and get right by crossbreeding different kinds of fruit. Yeah. And he developed this wonderfully subtle but delicate and lovely tasting fruit. So there's 2 samples here. If you would like to try, those are here too. This is the yellow, this is going to be the orange tomcot, and then the white apricot as well.
Great.
And he calls those angel cots, and you can find those in grocery stores.
Let's see what the difference is.
Yeah. These I actually think today that the angel cots need to ripen up a little bit more, but it's quite a lovely,
The orange one is, I think, sweeter, and the yellow one is a little bit more soft and tender.
Yeah, it's a little subtler, actually. Yeah, it's a little subtle.
I like
It's
that.
a lovely flavor.
They're both good, though.
Yeah,
Both very tasty. Yeah.
Should we go to what next? Peaches?
So let's talk about a little bit about peaches and nectarines as well. So there's one of the things people don't realize is that there's 2 main flavors in peach, or colors in peaches and nectarines. We have a white peach and a white nectarine, and then yellow peaches and yellow nectarines. And the difference really is that there's in a normal sort of yellow peach, you have acids and sugars in the peach that help give it both a sweet and a tart flavor to it. But in the white fruit, you actually have much less, if any, acid at all in the peach. So you have much more sugar in terms of the ratio of how you eat it in your mouth. So a lot of people say to me, gosh, that was such a wonderful white peach. It was so sugary. And what they're really saying is, hey, there's absolutely no acid in there. Give it that tart flavor. So if you want to sample these as well, it's really interesting, too, because this white peach is a wonderful peach grown by this guy. This one here is a lovely peach grown by this guy out in...
shouldn't I eat the one with acid first?
Go for that one first, yeah. And then I would eat this one, too, though, because it's really a wonderful flavor.
It's really a mix of sweet and tart, you know? The yellow one.
The yellow ones, right. And the white ones are super sugar. I mean, don't you love that?
I think I like the white one.
This guy's got about 15 acres. He's east of Livermore, and he's a wonderful grower that we get. It's wonderful stuff.
I love the fact that you left the skin on. I love the skin of my fruit.
It's good.
Does that change the taste if you leave the skin on?
Yeah, my mother-in-law has this wonderful saying, don't be a Mr. Peeler, the vitamin stealer. And, it's one of those things where a lot of the nutrients and the antioxidants and all those kinds of good things for your body are actually in the skin.
Right there in the skin,
And the color is a really important determinant of what kinds of antioxidants and nutrients are actually then in the fruit, too. And that resides a lot in the skin.
Well, Chris, while we're talking about skins and color, why is it that sometimes fruit looks really great on the outside and when you get to the inside, it's kind of
mushy
not so,
and rotten,
yeah.
or you get home and it's not as good as you thought.
Yeah. A lot of that can actually be because of storage damage. And one of the things people don't realize is that fruit is such a delicate thing that you have to store it correctly and properly.
Yeah.
A little tip for folks, just in general, is that you don't ever want to store fruit between the temperatures of 36 and 46 degrees. That's called the killing zone with stone fruit.
It's too cold.
It's too cold. Although actually, if you go below 36, between freezing and 36, it's going to get that brown mushiness inside around the pit that when you pull it out, you're going to cut into it and it's going to actually then be damaged.
What temperature's our fridge, usually?
I'm not sure. I guess everyone keeps their fridge at a different temperature, but unfortunately, a lot of refrigerators are going to be in that zone.
Yeah.
So you have to be.
Fridge.
Well, it depends on how you're storing it. I don't. When I bring fruit, to my home and my kids eat it, we leave it out. We let it ripen at room temperature, or it's coming in ripe.
Or just put it in the freezer. No, I don't think that'll taste very good either.
Cool.
So let's talk about the plums.
Yeah, the last thing we have here are plums. So I brought 3 different examples of plums. Generally, when you see dark purple or almost black plums, these are a European variety of plum. And then the reddish purple plums here, this is a Japanese variety of plum. So this is the Santa Rosa plum, which in 1900s was developed up in Santa Rosa, California. And this is an Owens plum, which is just a black plum. This is going to have a very earthy taste to it. This is going to have a much sweeter taste to it as well. Then this is actually a Tulare plum, which is almost like it's a prune, basically, and it's got a very lovely flavor, too. Most people don't actually eat or have tasted even fresh prunes, which has a different flavor, I think, than actually a dried prune.
Here we go.
So. I like that. It's good.
That's sweeter.
Yeah, it is, and people don't know that. I mean, you need a nice, a fresh plum like that. It's a wonderful piece of fruit.
Too, right?
It is. It's a wonderful piece of fruit. So.
Wow, I think I had my 4 servings for today.
I think so too.
Go, right?
Yeah. We're good.
Well, Chris, thank you so much, and we can get your products at the FruitGuys.com.
FruitGuys.com. Yes, definitely.
Okay, yummy. Thanks for bringing the fruit.
Tasty too, right?
Thank you.
Don't go away.
Thank you.
So, speaking of sweet.